मौला गाजी अब्बास की शान में कुछ अशार के खुद में क्यों जाऊं मैं गाजी का रौदा छोड़कर, मुझको ये जन्नत मिली है सारी दुनिया छोड़कर। सिर्फ खैमे से कदम बाहर रखा अब्बास ने, लश्कर आदा खड़ा है दूर दरिया छोड़कर। हज़रत अब्बास क्या असगर सदा देते अगर, मौत झूले तक चली आती किनारा छोड़कर। तश्ना लब दरिया ने रखा था शह मज़लूम को, आ गए अब्बास भी दरिया को प्यासा छोड़कर। दी सदा ज़ैनब ने लौट आओ तो गाजी ने कहा, कैसे आऊँ ए बहन मश्क सकीना छोड़कर। सुबह को बेनूर हो जाते हैं सब माहो नजूम, हाँ मगर हुर के मुकद्दर का सितारा छोड़कर। बेरिदा हमशीर थी फ़र्श ज़मीं पे आ गया, फ़र्श ज़मीं पे आ गया बावफ़ा का सर फ़राज़ नो के नेज़ा छोड़कर। खाक है लफ्ज़ वफ़ा ज़िक्र वफ़ा शर्त वफ़ा, जब वफ़ा का ज़िक्र हो गाजी का चर्चा छोड़कर। हुर्मत काबा की खातिर हज न कर पाए हुसैन, वारिस काबा चला आया था काबा छोड़कर। रखना था आवाज़ का पर्दा भी ज़ैनब इसलिए, लहजा हैदर में बोली अपना लहजा छोड़कर। इज़्न दे देते अगर अब्बास को मौला हुसैन, भाग जाते सूरमा सारे इलाका छोड़कर। वो मुहिब्बे मुस्तफ़ा है किस तरह से मान लूँ, जो चला जाए मोहम्मद का जनाजा छोड़कर। गुफ्तगू आपस में करते थे ये अंसारे हुसैन, कौन जाए तैरकी में अब उजाला छोड़कर। अब्बास के नक्शे कदम जो भी चला, पत्थरों पे चल रहा है सीधा रास्ता छोड़कर। बस ये कहकर हुर निकल आया सिपाही शाम से, नूर की बस्ती में जाता हूँ अंधेरा छोड़कर। जब से गाजी का अलम रेहान है घर पर लगा, मुश्किलें जाने कहाँ हैं घर हमारा छोड़कर। सलावत।
जनाब खुर्रम साहब दरख्वास्त करता हूँ अली से तशरीफ़ लाएँ। सलवात पर मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद।
ये सोचता हूँ कि आबिद का हाल क्या होगा। ये सोचता हूँ कि आबिद का हाल क्या होगा। असीर हो के वो जब शाम में गया होगा। ये सोचता हूँ। सुना है शाम में जाते ही खून रोने लगा। सुना है शाम में जाते ही खून रोने लगा। ना जाने शेम्र ने उस वक्त क्या कहा होगा। ये सोचता हूँ। गले के तोक ने आबिद को क्या झुकाना था। जुड़ता होगा। ये सोचता हूँ वो जुल्म देखे हैं सजाद ने हुसैन के बाद। वो जुल्म देखे हैं सजाद ने हुसैन के बाद। मुझे यकीन है कि अब तक भी रो रहा होगा। ये सोचता हूँ वो याद करता तो होगा वतन की शाही को। वो याद करता तो होगा वतन की शाही को। बहन को दफन जो परदेस में किया होगा। ये सोचता हूँ जो गौर कीजिए आबिद बशर नहीं लगता। जो गौर कीजिए जो गौर कीजिए तो आबिद बशर नहीं लगता। मेरे ख्याल में दुख दर्द का खुदा होगा। ये सोचता हूँ। सलावत।
बढ़िए सर। बढ़िया सर। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद। अफसोस नबी ज़ादियों का शाम में जाना। सज्जाद से पूछो अफसोस नबी ज़ादियों का शाम में जाना। सज्जाद से पूछो पूछो, सर नंगे वो माँ बहनों का दरबार में जाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। छुपती थी नबी ज़ादी नबी ज़ादी के पीछे, किस शर्मो हया से और शेम्र का उन बीबियों के नाम बताना, सज्जाद से पूछो। बैठे हुए दरबार में सब छोटे बड़े थे, सादात खड़े थे, सरतश्त में रखा हुआ ज़ैनब को दिखाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। जब दुख्तर शबीर ने जिंदा में कज़ा की, आफत की घड़ी थी, वो नन्ही सी मैयत बंधे हाथों से उठाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। जब गुस्ल सकीना को वहाँ दे चुकी गसार, था सबका बुरा हाल, उस नन्ही सी मैयत पे निशान रस्सी के पाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। अफसोस नबी ज़ादियों का शाम में जाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला
माशाअल्लाह। ये थे जनाब मोहसिन नदीम साहब। एक लाइन समाप्त फरमा लीजिए। ये स्कूल संडे स्कूल की मजलिस के मुतालिक है। संडे स्कूल के बच्चे ख़ासतौर पर तवज्जो करें। संडे स्कूल की मजलिस इंशाअल्लाह इमाम बारगाह में अक्टूबर 20 शाम 4 बजे होगी। उस सिलसिले में जो लोग बच्चे रजिस्टर करवाना चाहते हैं वो खुर्रम साहब से रब्ता करें ताकि उनकी जो रजिस्ट्रेशन है वो पहले हो जाए उस मजलिस से, ताकि उस दिन बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है उसको उनको बच्चों को पढ़ने के लिए। तो संडे स्कूल की मजलिस अक्टूबर 20 at 4 PM। अब दरख्वास्त गुजार हूँ जनाब बाबर रेडी साहब से तशरीफ़ लाएँ। सलाम के लिए जनाब बाबर रेडी साहब। सलवात बर मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद।
दुरूद पढ़ दीजिए मोहम्मद आले मोहम्मद पर। एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। वाह हुसैना का हुआ शोर हरम में बरपा, होके रुखसत जो चले घर से शाहे कर बो बला, सुन के ये शोर सकीना ने कहा ठहरो जरा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। शाह ने बच्ची का जो ये हाल परेशान देखा, रोके फरमाया कि क्या हाल मेरी माहे लका, जोड़ कर नल्ले से हाथों को सकीना ने कहा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। बाबा सीने से सकीना को लगाते जाओ, अब कहाँ होगी मुलाकात बताते जाओ, तुमको अकबर की कसम गुलचा दहन का सदका, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। सोचती हूँ कि तमाचे कोई मारे ना मेरे, गोशवारे कोई कानों से उतारे ना मेरे, वहम आते हैं मेरे ज़हन में, क्या क्या ने क्या क्या, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। मैं प्यासी हूँ न पानी की जरूरत है मुझे, कोई हाजत नहीं बस इतनी सी ख्वाहिश है मुझे। देख लूं गौर से जी भर के तुम्हारा चेहरा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा, एक बार और मुझे गोद में ले लो बाबा। दुरूद मोहम्मद अलैहि।
माशाअल्लाह, ये थे जनाब बाबरी साहब। ख़ुद हज़रात, आइंदा मजालिस जो होंगी अगले हफ्ते उसके मुतालिक ऐलान समाअत फरमा लीजिए। आइंदा अक्टूबर 12 और 13 प्रोग्राम इस तरह होगा कि शाम 4 बजे ख़वातीन की मजलिस होगी दोनों दिनों में, और उसके बाद नमाज मगरिबैन, और नमाज मगरिबान के बाद रेगुलर मजलिस होगी जिससे मौलाना शहर यार आबदी साहब जो कि शिकागो के आलिम हैं वो खिताब फरमाएंगे। अक्टूबर 12 और 13 शाम 4 बजे लेडीज़ मजलिस, नमाज मगरिबैन, और उसके बाद रेगुलर मजलिस होगी, उससे मौलाना शहर यार आबदी साहब खिताब फरमाएंगे। आज के मजलिस को स्पॉन्सर किया है बेग फैमिली ने, और जो कल मजलिस हुई थी उसको स्पॉन्सर किया था अब्बास फैमिली ने। कि तमाम फैमिलीज़ ये मजालिस जो आइंदा मजालिस होंगी या होती रही हैं, वो तमाम फैमिली जो इनको स्पॉन्सर करती है उनका मैं अपनी तरफ से, इदारे की तरफ से बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ। और ख़ास तौर पे इदारे के जो अखराजात हैं, ख़ास तौर पे अय्याम अज़म में जो अखराजात हैं उसके लिए और मजालिस को स्पॉन्सर करने के लिए आप इदारे के किसी भी ट्रस्टी से रब्ता कायम कर सकते हैं। सलवात पर मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद। संडे स्कूल के मुतालिक दोबारा समाअत फरमा लीजिए। संडे स्कूल की मजलिस इंशाअल्लाह अक्टूबर 20 शाम 4 बजे होगी। उस सिलसिले में जो बच्चे रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाना चाहते हैं वो खुर्रम साहब से रब्ता कायम कर सकते हैं। सलवात पर मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद। अब मैं दरख्वास्त कर रहा हूँ जनाब मौलाना रिजवान रिजवी साहब से तशरीफ़ लाएँ और मजलिस से खिताब फरमाइए। जनाब मौलाना रिजवान रिजवी साहब।
एक दफ़ा सूरह फातिहा की तिलावत करके इन महरूमीन की रूह को इसाल कर दें। मिर्ज़ा असगर रज़ा बेग, इब्ने मिर्ज़ा हसन रज़ा बेग, साबरा बेगम, डॉटर ऑफ डॉक्टर मशहूर अली, मोहम्मद अली सन ऑफ जाहिद अली, अफसर जहाँ बेगम बिनते सैयद असगर हसन। सूरह फातिहा। أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي قصرت عن رؤيته أبصار الناظرين وعجزت عن نعته أوهام الواصفين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين وبالقاسم الرحمن الرحيم. لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات بيجي محمد وعلى محمد. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I was requested to address this majlis in English, possibly because it was very difficult to understand my Urdu last night, or maybe I wasn't making much sense. No. Alhamdulillah, this is what normally I do get invited to speak in, that is in English, but I try my best if someone requests to do it in Urdu. Hopefully tonight we can have mix of both English and towards the end some masaib in Urdu as well. The verses that I recited are from Surah Balad, chapter number 90 from the Holy Quran, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as has been the theme of all of these chapters in the 30th juz of the Holy Quran, that the discussion primarily begins with some sort of qasam, and the discussions are, or the mahwar of discussion is primarily about Qayamat. And so when you look at this chapter as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins it with the word qasam itself. That when he says, La uqsimu bihadha al-balad, it is actually using the word qasam in it. Whereas other chapters of Quran in the 30th juz, they begin with harf qasam. For example, wal fajr. So this waw is waw qasam. Or wal asr, or wal duha, or wat teen, and so on and so forth. But in this chapter, the word qasam is actually being used. Another place in Quran, not in the 30th juz, but also the word qasam is used. But here we see that how the concept of qasam is being explained. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this concept to explain things in a manner where, what is the reason behind using the qasam? You and I, when we use qasam in our daily lives, or if a person utilizes the word wallahi, as Arabs mostly do so, that means they're trying to make you believe in what they're saying. Maybe you're having a hard time believing what I'm saying, so I'll use what? Ba khuda, qasam, and wallahi, billahi, and so on and so forth. So that I can make some sort of effort to emphasize on this concept so that you understand and you take my word for it. Even though if I may be lying, but I'll use this qasam to, make you believe in what I'm saying. But why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala need to use qasam? Normally the purpose is that Allah does not need to make us believe in something. Whether we believe it or not, it doesn't change anything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the reason He utilizes this oath or qasam is to emphasize or the importance of that particular thing. And therefore, one of the things for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken an oath in Quran is the time. You find that all of the different times during the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken a qasam, an oath by all of those terms. For example, you'll find in Quran, was-subh. You'll find in Quran, wal-asr, wal-nahar, wal-layl, and even, other time periods, for example, the time where it is bright, wal-duha, for example. All of these times are being, taken an oath by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why is it important for God to go out and take an oath from different times? The reason is, time is important. Time is of essence, so that human beings realize that they do not squander their time, they do not waste their time, they utilize their time properly. Slang regarding a person who used to sell ice If you grew up in India and Pakistan, you'd remember that there were vendors who would go around selling these ice cubes or big, ice. It wasn't like, you could go to a store and buy it. And to ek banda bichara thele pe baraf ki badi si salli leke, they would go out and sell it. And this person who was selling it during a hot day, he would say, irhamu man yadu wa ra'su malih. That have mercy on a person whose capital, whose investment is melting away. What does he mean? He said, if you don't buy this ice from me in the form of ice, it will melt and it'll become water. Nobody's going to purchase water from me. And as it is, it'll drain away. So therefore, buy this from me before my investment melts away. This was an example for you and I that our lives are similar. They are slowly and gradually melting away. And therefore, we need to be cognizant of the fact that we utilize it, and we do not squander. I gave an example last night that imagine if you had 2 days left in your life, and the hadith of our sixth Imam regarding what should you do. This is where the imminent need has to be understood, how we should think always that way, that we don't have a great deal of time in our hands. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give everyone a lengthy life, but thinking from that aspect, insan should always be ready to do something as if you are going to leave this world tomorrow. So therefore we find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken an oath from all different times that exist during the day. Whether it's the morning time, whether it's the afternoon time, whether it's the daytime, whether it's the night time, all of these times are being, oath has been taken in order to emphasize the importance. Similarly, in this ayah, he says, La uqsimu bihadhal balad. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking an oath by a place. The word balad refers to Makkatul Mukarramah. And therefore we see that we know this much Arabic, that the word la means no. It's used for negating something. At least that much Arabic you and I all know. We may not know much more, but la is something which all of us know. But it is surprising that when you pick up Quran and you look at the translation of la uqsimu bihadha al-balad, where the translation should be that I don't swear by the city, the translation is actually the opposite. Indeed, I take an oath by the city, or I swear by the city. So how is it that the word la, which means no, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using it over here, but the translation is the opposite? Does that mean the word la has changed its meaning all of a sudden, or it is used in different meanings? There are many reasons behind it. Linguistics have talked about it. But those who've been careful in translating, they made sure that the word la and its original meaning is not lost, and the actual meaning which Allah has intended is also been delivered. So they translated it as such, that I don't need to swear by this city, where you preserve the meaning of the word la, and at the same time you deliver the message which has to be given. Which means what? That indeed I swear by this city. For example, when you say I don't need to swear that it is nighttime, that means what? It is so obvious. Therefore, similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, La uqsimu bihadhal balad. I do not need to swear by this city. In fact, I do take an oath by this city because of the importance that it has. But Allah, why is it that you are taking an oath, swearing by this city? What is the reason behind the qasam of Makkatul Mukarramah? The response is given in the very next ayah. Is it because Makkatul Mukarramah has Baytullah in it? Is it because you have the sha'airullah, inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airullah, because of Safa and Marwa in it? Because the Ab Zamzam is in this city of Makkah? Because of Mashairul Haram in the city of Makkah? Because of the plains of Arafat? Because of all of the holy places that exist in the city of Makkah? Hajr Aswad? Is it the reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking an oath? He responds in the very next ayah by saying, Wa anta hillum bihadal balad. The only reason that I'm taking an oath by this city is because, O Prophet, O my beloved Habib, you are sakin and living in the city. That is enough for the sanctity of the city, that your wujud is in the city. So it is worth taking an oath by. Salawat bi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And the third ayah says, وَوَالِدٍ وَمَا وَلَدٍ, and I take an oath and swear by a father and a son. Majority of the Mufassirin, they agree upon the fact that it is referring to Hazrat Ibrahim and Hazrat Ismail alayhim as-salatu was-salam, that because of the sacrifice that they perform, as well as the ones responsible for building this Kaaba. And last ayah which says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ, that indeed we created mankind in much pain and difficulty. That it wasn't painful for Allah. All he had to do was say kun and it became. But your creation is filled with pain and difficulty. And therefore we look at the word kabad is being used over here to deliver the message and the meaning of pain and difficulty. But that is actually the purpose of the creation of mankind. That there isn't an individual in the world who can say that I have never seen any pain or difficulty in my life. And everybody goes through different stages in their life, and it is a phenomena which is common, that regardless of all the luxuries that you may have, you still face difficulties, turmoil, and that come through your life. And therefore I'm going to go ahead and explain this concept in 3 different phases. Hopefully I can get the message across, and inshallah we'll go towards the rabt of Masaib. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. First discussion will be is the fact that who is tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second discussion will be as to what is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us with. And the third discussion will revolve around the fact as to why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala need to put us through this test. And inshallah, if that can get across, hopefully it will be beneficial for me and as well as those who are listening. That first and foremost, who is being tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There's a riwayat from the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in which the Holy Prophet says, Innal bala'a lil-zalimi adabun walil-mu'mini imtihanun walil-anbiya'i darajatun. There's a fourth one as well, but I'll skip that. He said, indeed, the word bala means what? Means turmoil, difficulty, musibat. And that's why Hazrat Ibrahim uses the word وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. That when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam with different things. So the word bala is not the Urdu ki bala, jo bala aa gayi hai kisi ko. Bala means that you are mubtala in some difficulty. So the riwayah says that innal bala'a lil-zalimi adabun, that bala or musibat and test is for zalim. How do we test zalim with? Or why do we test the zalim? So that we can teach him adab. We can teach him a lesson for ta'deeb, for the corruption or the injustice that he has caused. And therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it may delay, because innama numli alayhim liyazdadu ithman, we delay for them to go ahead and accumulate as many sins as possible. That's what Yazid was saying when he was saying, look how you've been, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has dealt with you, and how you have been battered around, and how unfortunate you guys are. And he was looking at them with ihtiqar. The response was that ma ra'aytu illa jamila, I don't see anything except beauty in it. If this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed, then there's nothing but beauty in it, because we are radhi with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People say, well, why isn't the Yazid being punished? I say, well, the ayat of Quran, innama numli alayhim, because we let them accumulate as many sins as possible, and then at the end they will be given the compensation for that. So zalim is tested so that they are given a lesson. Mu'min is tested because it's a part of the life. It's an imtihan for you, like you go through any other imtihan in your life. And there's so many exams that you have to go through. The life exams, education, when you attain an education, you go through exams, but at the same time, during your lifetime, there are exams that you have to go through. وَلِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ دَرَجَةٌ. Why are the Anbiya being tested? They haven't committed anything. They haven't committed any sins. So here we understand the reason for test and turmoil is not because your prior sins, as someone may think. If that was the case, then why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testing the Anbiya? They are sinless, they are masoom, but yet they are still being tested. And tested in the worst of the way that you and I cannot even imagine sometimes. And I'll give you a couple of examples so you can understand. But why are they tested? وَلِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ دَرَجَةٌ. When Anbiya are tested, they are given a rank. And that's why you see that all of the Anbiya that Allah has sent, they are at different ranks. Not all of them are at the same level. Out of all the 124,000, there are some who just brought the news. Amongst them are those who are only Nabi. Amongst these Anbiya are few who are Rasul. Amongst these Rasul, there are few who are Sahib-e Shariat. Amongst these Sahib-e Shariat, there are few who possess a book. Amongst those who are Sahib-e Shariat, Rasul, that have a book, are those who are called Ulul Azm. And amongst these Ulul Azm, there's only one who's called Khatimul Anbiya, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So they all have different ranks. The rank that our Holy Prophet is at, no other Nabi is at the same rank. So therefore, there's a daraja, there's a rank when they are put to test. Now if you look at the Quran and if you examine the Quran, you find the different tests that Anbiya have gone through. So one thing is clear, when a Nabi who's ma'soom is put to test, then you and I will definitely be tested as well. But our test is not intended because we've committed some sort of sin. Because if that's the case, then why a Nabi who's sinless or ma'soom who's sinless is being tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Actually, on the contrary, the more you're tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more beloved of Allah you are. Because look at the life of the Holy Prophet. From the very beginning, he's born an orphan. Could there be a bigger musibah than being born an orphan? Oh Prophet, we want you to realize how an orphan is raised. You will be living a life of an orphan. There's not a bigger difficulty or turmoil than being born an orphan. But then when Prophet grew up, he made sure that people understood how important it was to take care of an orphan. That hadith of his when he says, Ana wa kafilul yatim kahatayn fil jannah. Me and the one who takes care of a yatim. If you want a shortcut, although in Islam we don't believe in shortcuts, but there are certain shortcuts that you can take to attain the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to attain the paradise. Man sabaqat rahmatuhu ghadaba. The one whose rahmat exceeds his ghadab. There's rahmat of Allah all over the place. Still, a person is perishing. He said, Ana wa kafilul yatim kahatayn fil jannah. And he pointed with his two fingers. That I and the one who takes care of a yatim, does the kifalat of a yatim will be like this in Jannah. Means what? That means they'll be next to each other. Where is Prophet going to be? In the highest maqam of Jannat. That kafilul yatim, the one who takes care of a yatim, will be there with the Holy Prophet. That is when you take care of an ordinary prophet. When you take care of an ordinary yatim. But if the yatim is a prophet to be himself, then just imagine the status of that individual. Now you understand when Abu Talib is taking care of the Holy Prophet, when he was yatim, just imagine where the maqam of Hazrat Abu Talib would be. Salawat bi Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so many opportunities to rectify our actions, to be able to benefit from the mercies that He has given to us. Man sabaqat rahmatuhu ghadaba. Rahmat every step of the way. In fact, there isn't anything except the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of the ulama of philosophy, they explain this concept very beautifully. They say, well, there's only one thing, and that is the rahmat and the mercy of Allah. Everything is under this umbrella of the mercy and the rahmat of Allah. And so wait a minute. What about the adhab? Well, so that's also rahmat of Allah. What about Jahannam? That is also rahmat of Allah. What about Iblis and Shayateen? Well, that is also the rahmat of Allah. I said, wait a minute. I understand paradise. I understand angels. I understand Anbiya. I understand awliya. All of these could be rahmat of Allah, but hell and Iblis, Shayateen, difficulties, Masaib, they're also rahmat of Allah. I said, yes. So how is that possible? There's only one thing that Allah gives, and that is the rahmat. Under the umbrella of rahmat, everything else is there. And how is that explainable? Well, look at the fact that if it wasn't for this Jahannam and the explanation that is explained in Jahannam, in Quran regarding Jahannam, that how it is going to be created, that you will be the fuel of this Jahannam, we will not have any feel for us to stay away from going into this Jahannam. If there wasn't a concept of shaitan that you must refrain from, then we would not keep ourselves away from such an individual. And therefore it is a rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You may still have doubts. I'll give you another example. You know, there are some illnesses that we have, we feel the pain right away. For example, you break your arm, you break your leg, you get a cut. Right away, even if it's small, you feel the pain. Pain is there right away. So what do you do right away? You put a band-aid on it. If it's bigger, you put, bandage. You go to the hospital, for example. You take proper medicine. You take care of it because the pain lets you to go ahead and take care of this wound that you have. But imagine if there was some sort of internal bleeding happening and you did not realize it because there wasn't any pain along with it. Now this pain actually becomes what? Rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, all of those things that you may look at from negative perspective, they're all rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person, I believe by the name Hassan al-Basri, he was staring at the Kaaba and he said, when he was looking at people performing the tawaf, he said, al-ajabu kullu al-ajab. When you hear this, al-ajabu kullu al-ajab, that means I'm surprised. It's astonishing. Mimman naja kayfa naja. The one who is successful. How is it possible for them to be successful? You have so many things. Even sometimes you and I may question this. There's so many ibadat. I have to pray 5 times a day. Then I have to fast. Then I have to take care of my parents. I have to take care of my children. I have to take care of my neighbors. I have to do this. I have to do this. There's so many things that I have to do. There's no way that I'll be successful in taking care of or performing all the obligations that I have. Imam, our fourth Imam, was standing there. Imam responded by saying, Laysa al-ajab mimman naja kayfa naja. There's no astonishing or surprising aspect to one who was successful as to how they were successful. But the ajab is actually man halaka kayfa halaka. Mimman halaka kayfa halaka. Surprising aspect is in regards to a person who got perished. How were they perished? Why did they go perished? Why did they were, not successful? Ma sa'at rahmatillah. With all the rahmat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. There's rahmat every step of the way. How is it for you to be a failure? Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed rahmat every step of the way for you. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So everyone is tested. There was a king, and obviously every king has their wazir next to them, and this wazir would go ahead and take care of all the needs of the king. Every time there was something happen to the king, the wazir would say, there's something good in it for you. Don't worry about it. Isme aapki bhalai hai. And the king would say, okay, fine. One day the king, he was, using a knife maybe to cut some fruits or something, and he cut his hand, and it started bleeding. When he cut his hand and it started bleeding, what did the wazir say? Hey, that's okay. There must be something good in it for you. The king got mad. He said, every time something bad happens to me, you tell me there's something good in it. What good is in it that I cut my hand? Throw this guy into the prison. So they throw the vizier into the prison. After a few days, the king goes hunting. He goes with his guards. And obviously, back in the day, these sultanate or these governments, these kings, they had their lands and they had their boundaries. So he went so far away that he got away from his guards in ta'aqub, in following a certain animal, that he left the boundary, or he ended up being in a place where he did not recognize the people. And there was this group of people who were getting ready to give a sacrifice. And as soon as they saw this man decorated like a king, dressed up like a king, it's like, what could be a better qurbani than this for our gods? So they captured him. Now he doesn't have his guards with him, so he can't cry for help. They capture him, they tie him up to the wall. They call the jallad who was supposed to come and do the honors of killing or giving sacrifice. As soon as he approaches, he sees the man's hand is cut. He said, we can't give a sacrifice for our gods to a defected sacrifice. So this guy is defected, there's a cut in his hand, let him go. So this is how he was able to save himself or safeguard himself or save his life. He left, he ran back home, he got to his kingdom, got to his guards, arrives in his kingdom, in his palace. He said, release the vizier. They release the vizier comes. He said, you were right. Everything happens for a purpose. I cut my hand, and now I realize the reason that you said to me that there's always good in it. What was the good in it? That it spared my life. Otherwise, I would have been sacrificed today. He said, see, I told you, everything happens for a purpose. Then the king said to the vizier, what was the purpose that you ended up being into the prison? Yes, I threw you in there, but what good was in there for you? He said, king, I never leave you out of my sight. You're always with me. So that means if they had spared your life, I would have been the one they would have sacrificed. So there was good in it for me as well. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So look at mushkilat and difficulties and pains in this way. That there's a reason behind it. There's a purpose behind it. It may actually end up saving your life one day if there's a musibah that has taken place in your life. So that's one thing, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests everyone. I'll give you one example from the life of a Nabi. None other than Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. Hazrat Nuh, there's a chapter, Surah Nuh, right? And if you read that chapter, that entire chapter is basically lamenting about himself. He's doing the noha of himself. His name was not Nuh. It became Nuh because of, extensive noha that he did. People believe the Shias have invented noha. No, Hazrat Nuh invented it. That so much noha that he did, he became Nuh. Hazrat Nuh, he recites his own noha in this chapter. Read this chapter. Read it. It's not that lengthy. One of the things that he says in it is that, oh Allah, I did your tabligh laylan wa nahara. Day and night, I propagated this religion. I did not spare any time for myself. All I was doing was propagate your deen. But even 950 years of propagation, he only had a handful of followers, 82. So he did not give up. Also, he said, whenever I would go ahead and approach the people and I would try and guide them, فَجَعَلَهُمْ أَصَابِعَهُمْ فِي آذَانِهِمْ. They would put their fingers in their ears. Imagine, I'm sitting over here, you're listening to me, and you don't like what I'm saying. But because of the taqaddus and the grandeur of the majlis, you still, out of respect, you won't cover your ears. So you won't put your hands in your ears. And if you did, it would be obviously very disrespectful. But when Hazrat Nuh is propagating, this is what the people are doing. And not only that, they will put their cloaks on top of their heads. I'm speaking to you, you take a chadar and you cover your head as if I'm not paying attention to you. This is how he would count things one after another. And then that wasn't enough. they would strike him, they would throw stones at him for what he was preaching, guiding them towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That every day there will be wounds on the body of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam because of the propagation and the tabligh he was doing. Hey, it's very easy for us to do the job of Hazrat Nuh. I come nicely, in a car, or by air, by plane. At the airport, I stay at a nice place. I get to sit in front of you in a nice place. And I got people like you listening to me. It's very easy doing tabligh these days. So we should not be complaining. Back in the day, it was very difficult. Not only that people didn't pay attention to you, but they also hurt you. They harmed you, as happened to Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. So he would come home. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would send an angel who would rub his wings on the body of Hazrat Nuh, and his wounds would heal right away. And then he would go out and start doing the tabligh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was his regular, routine. Isn't it ironic that when a Nabi gets wounded, Allah sends an angel who rubs his wings for him to get cured. But when an angel himself loses his wings, he is sent where? To the Gahwara of Hussein ibn Ali. When the wiladat of Imam Hussein had taken place, Futurus saw 70,000 angels descending. He said, where are you headed? He said, we're headed towards the house of the Holy Prophet to congratulate him for the birth of Sayyid al-Shuhada, Imam Hussein. He said, take me along with you. They take him along with him, and he comes along as well. When he arrives, he says, oh Rasulullah, congratulations on the birth of your grandson. Can you do my shafa'at as well, so that I gain back what I have lost? Rasulullah said, you have come to congratulate me for the birth of my grandson. Take him to my grandson. He will be his shafi. He will do shafa'at for him. They rub Fitrus to the cradle of Imam Hussein. As soon as he was rubbed, he gained his wings back, and he left that place saying what? Man mithli ana atiqul Hussein. Who is like me? I am someone who's been saved, or who's been, saved by Hussein ibn Ali. And this is where we see that if Rasulullah had said, rub his body with the body of Hussein, this silsila would have discontinued in the 61st Hijri because of the shahadat of Imam Hussein. He said, no, rub him to the cradle of Hussein. That means today you go and you rub yourself to the shrine of Sayyid al-Shuhada. You will get the same shafaat if you intend it today as well. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. मन मिसली कौन है मुझ जैसा अना अतीकुल हुसैन मैं हुसैन का आज़ाद करदा हूँ. This is where we find the shafa'at that is associated. That's why Shair has said it very beautifully. I'm not very good with poetry. Inshallah you can help me out with it. The very famous Shah Hast Hussain, Badshah Hast Hussain, Di Hast Hussain, Di Pana Hast Hussain, Sardad Nadad Dast Dar Dast Yazid, Haqqa ki binai la ilah Hast Hussain. That Hussein is Shah and Hussein is Badshah. There's a difference between the word Shah and Badshah. One who rules the people and the one who rules the hearts and the souls of the people. Both Shah and Badshah. That means Hussein is ruler of both. Not only that he's the ruler of people in general, but he's also the ruler of the hearts and the souls of individual. That's why he's Shah and he's Badshah as well. Deen Hast Hussain. Hussain is Deen. Wadi Pana Hast Hussain. He's also the protector of Deen. Sardad, he gave his head, but he never gave his hand in the hand for allegiance. Haqqa ki bina la ilaha Hast Hussain. Indeed, the base and the foundation of La ilaha illallah is Hussain. You see how beautifully Shair has used the word Hussain 5 times in this shi'r. Twice in the first line, twice in the second line, and once in the last line. 5 could be referring towards Panjatan, as the Hussein, the word is being used 5 times. And he did not use the word Hussein in the 3rd Misra because the name of Yazid has appeared in the 3rd Misra. He said wherever the name of Yazid would be, there would not be the name of Hussein in that same Satr even. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So that's as far as musibat is concerned. that everyone is tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether it's a zalim, whether it's a mu'min, whether it's a nabi, everyone has to go through this test. And then there are many examples of Anbiya, and Karbala is filled with that misal. Second discussion, or the second part of the discussion, is that what is it that Allah tests us with? What is it that we will be tested by? So that, we have a heads up. We're prepared for it. That's why we're so grateful for our ma'asumeen that they have explained everything. We know what will happen after death. We know the first things that will take place in the qabr. We know that what will happen in barzakh. We know what to expect in qiyamah. Only someone who has gone and come back could tell you that. But nobody can say that I've gone and come back, so I'll tell you what to expect over there. But we are blessed with ma'asumeen who have explained everything to us. This deen that Hussein ibn Ali is given his life for has not reached us easily. It has come to us with much, much difficulty. So therefore, make sure that you utilize and make sure that you're a protector of this deen. That you don't squander, that you do not misuse this deen. A lot of time we're heedless of what our duty is towards this deen. You know what our duty is towards this deen? Especially the youngsters who are sitting over here. If someone was to ask you, kids sitting all the way in the back, those four, come forward. Come forward. Loud nara salawat for them as well. Get up and come forward. Get up and come forward. One more salawat, please. Yeah, I'm speaking in English. That's for you. These guys would much rather have me speak in Urdu. What is deen, if you were asked? If someone asked you, what is deen? Do you have an answer for them? You may say, well, deen means namaz, right? Deen means, for example, tawheed. Deen means, for example, this. Deen means that. You may give a very lengthy answer. But today I'll tell you what is deen in 3 words. And you can easily remember these 3 words. That's what deen is. Deen means AAA. AAA. Not the AAA company, the car company. AAA means A for aqaid, which are your belief system, things that we believe in. Second A is your ahkam, the do's and the don'ts, wajibat and muharramat. And the third A is akhlaq. If you have these 3 A's, you have deen. So next time someone asks you, what is deen? You say AAA. Aqaid, which is your beliefs. Ahkam, which is the do's and the don'ts. And akhlaq, which is your morals and your ethics. If you have these 3, you have deen. Because everything falls under these 3 A's. That's the understanding of deen. But what is our duty towards this deen? Have we ever questioned ourselves? What is it that deen expects from us? Coming to this majlis, is that what deen expects from us? Yes, that could be part of it. We're not completely putting this out of picture. No, that could be part of it. But is that it? Or there's more expected from us? Especially when we live in this part of the world. Maybe in other parts of the world where you hear the sound of adhan 5 times a day, when there is the Islamic environment in your surrounding, you may not have to work that hard. But especially in this part of the world, there's more added responsibility that we have towards this deen. If I can just get this message across, especially the youngsters who are sitting over here. There are at least 5 things which are our wazaif and our duties towards this religion, especially living in this part of the world. If you take these 5, it's easy to remember. First, we know what deen is now. All of us should know what is deen. But then what is our duty towards it? First duty and first wazifa of every single one of us, and not just those who have this amama and aba and qaba. Everyone is the recognition and the proper recognition and the ma'rifat of deen. That you need to have the ma'rifat of deen. What does Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam al-Muttaqeen, Ali ibn Abi Talib ﷺ say? In the very first khutbah of Nahj al-Balagha, Awwalu Deen Ma'rifatuh. The first and the foremost step of the deen is what? Ma'rifat of the religion. Do we have the ma'rifat of religion? I'm sure you knew what deen was, but 5 minutes ago, until I told you what deen is, you may have had a hard time explaining. Children may have been. So when you don't even know how to explain deen, do you consider yourself to having complete ma'rifat of the religion? This is why this institution is important. You're lucky to have this institution, that you are taught deen from this institution. It's repeated. There's a reason for the repetition. It's okay for the repetition, because that's why we need to continue to work on it. So first and foremost is what? The ma'rifat of the religion. Make sure that you attain this ma'rifat. And this ma'rifat, one of the ways of attaining this ma'rifat is this mimbar and this majlis azam. But that's only one of the means of it. You still have to do a lot for yourself. You may have to read. May have to practice it in order to have a complete ma'rifat. I'll go through it very quickly because I don't have a great deal of time. Number two, what is our duty towards this religion? Second duty towards this religion, once we have the complete ma'rifat, is taslim kamil, complete submission. You know, it says, ad-deenu shajaratun, asluha at-taslim war-rida. Deen is like a tree, and the roots of this tree is what? Taslim and rida, which means submission and being content with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Radi with what Allah has said. You can't be, nu'minu bi ba'd wa nakfur bi ba'd. We believe in some things, but we don't believe in certain other things. Maulana, this does not make any sense to me. How is it possible that gold is okay for women to wear, but it's haram for men, for example? One of the examples, one of the masail that people may ask. Why is it that it is okay for women, but it's haram for men? Doesn't make any sense. Or many other masail that people come up and they ask, with the question is, it doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. No. When you believe in all of these things that are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you don't understand few, just believe them anyway. Because when you believe in 90 things, then believe in these 10 as well. Continue to do your research while you have sort of disbelief in it, because you fail to understand it. But don't disregard it, saying that until I don't understand it wholly and completely, I'm not going to practice it. What if that thing turns out to be true and tomorrow you're held accountable for it? So therefore believe in it and practice it and continue to do your research. When you believe in it, you have to have complete submission to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't say, I take this much, but I won't take this much. I take 90%, but I will not take this 10%. I don't know if this waqia is true or not, but someone narrated, and I heard it from someone, that a group of people came to Ayatollah Burujerdi. They said, he was the marja taqleed of the time. They said, we believe and we follow and we do your taqleed 350 days a year. But the 10 days of Muharram, we don't do your taqleed. Then we don't do anyone's taqleed. We do azadari how we want to. We do whatever it is that we want to. But 350 days a year, we're going to go ahead and do your taqleed. That's not how it works. You believe the entire year. So therefore, that's the second thing. First is marifat. Second is that you have complete submission. Third, once you have complete submission, then you go ahead and defend this religion. How many of us are capable of defending it? Not over here in this center or this masjid or that masjid. No, when you are individually in an institution by yourself, a lone representative of Islam, that's where you need to do difa and defend. But if you don't have proper recognition yourself, or if you don't believe in everything that this religion has to say, then how are you going to go ahead and defend it? If I'm doubtful of something and I'm explaining it from this mimbar, then you won't believe in what I'm saying either. I need to completely believe in something before I can deliver it to you. So therefore, third is to do difa and defend this religion. Number 4, spread it. Don't keep it in your own 4 walls, inside your house, within your family. No, this deen is to be told. The story of Imam Hussein has to be explained. The life of the Holy Prophet has to be explained to the people. The misconceptions have to be removed. People must realize and study Islam as a subject. This deen has to be explained and spread. Not even just from the aspect of spreading that we need demographically more people to become Muslim. No, we're not worried about that. That will happen on its own. But يُخْرِجُونَهُم مِّنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. Explain to them so that you may bring them out of what? Darkness towards light. Do that much. With the belief that you will bring someone out of darkness to the light, go ahead and explain and spread this religion. But that will only happen when you have the marifat yourself and you believe in everything, submit to everything completely yourself, and you can do difa, then you will go ahead and spread it. And last but not least, protect this religion from the deviations that may occur. There's a big propaganda that's happening, which is infiltrating in our religion, causing fitna, causing deviation, inhirafat are coming in left and right. You know, it begins harmlessly, but then as time progresses, it becomes something which is part of the religion. Ghulu has become the part of the deen now. It's very easy for people to go ahead and exaggerate and do ghulu. Both are wrong, ghali and muqassir. But I don't believe that there could be a Shia who's muqassir. There isn't a Shia who will lower the status of Amirul Mu'mineen or any of the Ma'sumin. Then you're not even Muslim, then you're out of the realm of Shia Islam. Who were the muqassirin who took and usurped the right of Amirul Mu'mineen? Those Khawarij were muqassirin, but they were outside of the realm of Ahl Tashayyuh. But today, unfortunately, the opposite of muqassir, the ghali, you find them within the religion of Shia. There are many people who will associate things with ma'sumin, which they themselves have denied. There's an entire chapter, close to 100 ahadith in Biharul Anwar, quoted by Allama Majlisi, regarding riwayat, regarding in denial of those who do ghulu and those who perform this, associate things with ma'sumin. They say we do bezari, bara'at from these individuals. And the famous quote of Amirul Mu'mineen, halaka fiyya rajulan, muhibbun ghal wa mubghizun qal. Two people are ruined over me. One who loved me so much that he became ghali, that he associated with me the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, na'udhu billah. And the one who hated me, that he lowered my status. Both are ruined. Both are destroyed. Therefore, we need to be very careful of these inhirafat and deviations finding its way in the realm of Shia madhab. They're only there to defame the religion. They're only there to go ahead and give a bad name to it. And obviously people derive people away from coming and being attracted to this deen. Salawat Beji Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. So coming back to our original discussion, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests everyone. Number two, what does He test us with? Surah Baqarah 155. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَالنَّقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُم مُّصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. That by God, most surely we will test you. With what? We'll test you, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ, with fear, وَالْجُوعِ, with hunger, نَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ, with your wealth, وَالْأَنفُسِ, with your lives, وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. You look at the beauty of Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say وَبِالْأَوْلَادِ, He said وَبِالثَّمَرَاتِ. Although everybody agrees the word thamarat means what? Your children. Thamara is your children. It's the word kinayatan used for children. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our psychology, that it's very difficult for insan to comprehend and fathom the fact that he has to give sacrifice of his son or daughter. So we won't even use the word awlad for you. We'll use the word thamarat, for example. So these are the things that you are tested by. So someone will say, well, I was tested by this, I was tested by that. But if you want to see all of these tests combined together in one place, look no further than Karbala. Because in Karbala you have what? You have fear. In Karbala you have what? You have hunger, you have thirst, you have the loss of life, you have the loss of wealth, and you have also the loss of the children, the shahadat of the children that was given. So everything is put together in Karbala. And lastly, and inshallah I'll conclude with this, why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us? Today, I said this is an institution. You have Sunday school, and then you have regular school, you have public school, you have private school, you have college, you have universities. You attend all of these classes. The teacher tests you, right? What is the reason behind the test? One, to see what have you learned. For example, at the end of the majlis, if I was to say, well, there will be a questionnaire, multiple choices, and you'll have to answer that. What did you learn from the majlis, for example? And so I can understand in this 1 hour, what have you learned? And what have you not learned? So therefore, this is something for me to understand, because I am ignorant of your knowledge. A teacher does not know what his student knows, so he tests him. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alimun bi dhati sudur, the one who knows what's inside the hearts, why does he need to test? Ulama explain 2 reasons. One, he tests so that he can bring the best out of you. Your own inner hidden capabilities are found when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you through tests. When you join army or any of these, military services, there's a very rigorous program that you have to go through. Difficult training that you have to pass. Underwater, on the ground. Difficult, why? So that they can train you for what? The combat situation. If you can pass this, then you can pass any exam. The rigorous training is to bring the best out of you. That's why not everybody will pass that exam. So when Allah tests us, He pushes us to the limit, He brings the best out of us. Second reason that He tests us is because we can realize and recognize those who are in our surrounding. So when I am tested, I recognize people who are in my surrounding. When everything is smooth sailing, everybody is good with me. Everything is all right. Are you okay? Yes. But as soon as there's difficulty upon me, this is where I'll see who's standing by me. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And therefore, I need to see who's my friend, especially at the time of difficulty. Who's going to be standing by me? That's why you see in the battle of Khandaq, battle in which Amr ibn Abd Wud is standing and mocking the religion, calling upon Islam and the Holy Prophet. Prophet said, who wants to respond to this man? Everybody looks away. Well, great Jalilul Qadr Ashab, everybody looks away. One young man wants to go, Prophet says, stop, sit. Again, Amr ibn Abd Wud yells and shouts. Who is going to stand up again? Rasul says, who wants to respond to this man? Everybody looks away. Nobody wants to stand up because they know Amr is someone who can withstand 1,000 men. Nobody wants to face him except this young man. Third time when he says, Rasulullah, let's go of the hand of Ali. Ali goes and responds to Amr. Oh Rasulullah, why didn't you not let him go the first time? Why didn't you let him go the second time? Rasulullah said, this is a test so that you can recognize those who are in my surrounding. That whom I can rely upon and whom I cannot rely upon. When it will come to Islam, that's why you find the riwayat mention merely 72 are present in Karbala. The entire Ummat Muslimah, and only 72 are standing up to represent this religion. Yes, when a difficulty comes, only 72 will come. Battle of Khaybar. Khandaq was something for which Prophet said that today, Darbatu Aliyin Yawm al-Khandaq afdalu min ibadat al-thaqalain. That one strike of Ali on the day of Khandaq is superior to the ibadat of thaqalain, jinn and ins combined. That was the impact of Ali's zarbat that day. Come to Khaybar. For 39 days, the qil'ah of Khaybar is not victorious, is not won. There's no success. Prophet sends one person after another, they come back, unsuccessful. And on the 39th day, Prophet said, tomorrow I will give the ra'ya in the hand of someone who's karrar ghayr farrar, and who will bring the victory to us. My question is, oh Prophet, why didn't you send Ali the first day? Why didn't you send him after a week-long failure? Why didn't you send him after a month-long failure? Why wait till 39th day to send Ali? The same response. That tests people who are in your surrounding. So when Allah tests you, this is an opportunity for you to go ahead and recognize those who are in your surrounding. That I can rely on whom? On Ali ibn Abi Talib. I can rely on the Ali Ali. I can rely on my Ahl Bayt. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. और ये वही अहले बैत हैं कि जिनकी कुर्बानी फिर करबला में काम आएगी। इन्हीं को करबला में आगे बढ़ना है। यही इन्हीं में से 72 निकलेंगे, या कुछ रिवायात में 100 हैं, या कुछ में 131 हैं। बहरहाल बहुत ही लिमिटेड अमाउंट है कि जो करबला में मौजूद है। अजब मुसीबत है। आपको ये तमाम की तमाम मसाइब अगर एक जगह यकजा देखने हैं तो करबला में देख लीजिए। शब आशूर कोई परेशानी नहीं है। परेशानी से मुराद ख़याम हुसैनी में कोई परेशानी नहीं है। ख़वातीन आराम से हैं, उनको पता है कि अब्बास बाहर पहरा दे रहा है। जब तक अब्बास बाहर मौजूद हैं, ख़वातीन आराम से सो सकती हैं। इसीलिए जब अमीरुल मोमिनीन की शहादत हुई थी, उस वक्त अमीरुल मोमिनीन ने एक दफ़ा ज़ैनब के हुल्कूम, शाने और कंधों के बोसे लिए थे। कहा, बाबा आपने आज तक मेरे शानों के कंधों के बोसे नहीं लिए, क्या वजह है? कहा, ज़ैनब वो दिन आएगा कि तुम्हारे शाने, तुम्हारे कंधों पे रस्सी बांधी जाएगी। तो ज़ैनब ने एक जुमला कहा था कि बाबा, जिसका अब्बास जैसा भाई हो, किसकी मजाल है कि उसकी शानों में रस्सी बांधे, किसकी मजाल है कि उसकी गर्दन में रस्सी बांधे। लेकिन जब खैमों को जलाया गया रोज़े आशूर, अब्बास शहीद कर दिए गए, तो हाँ, ज़ैनब ने कहा था लक़द सदक़ अमीरुल मोमिनीन, अमीरुल मोमिनीन ने सही फरमाया था कि वो दिन भी आज आ गया। अब तक सब आराम से थे, लेकिन जैसे ही अब्बास इस दुनिया से गए हैं, अब मुसीबत ही मुसीबत है। क्या मुसीबतें हैं, किस तरीके से गुजरना है। शायर ने कहा, हदीस इश्क़ दो बाबस करबला व दिमश्क, ये की हुसैन रकम कर दिगरी ज़ैनब, कि इसके 2 बाब हैं, एक को हुसैन ने मरकूम किया है, दूसरी को ज़ैनब ने लिखा है। हाँ, शरीकतुल हुसैन का सफ़र शुरू होता है, मुख्तलिफ़ मनातिक से गुज़रती हैं। अरे खुतबे देती नज़र आती है। कूफे में जब ज़बान खोली और जब खुतबा दिया, तो एक दफ़ा अब्दुल्ला इब्न अफ़ीफ़ जो कि अंधे थे, वो कहते हैं अपनी बेटी से, क्या क़यामत आ गई है? कहा, नहीं बाबा, क़यामत तो नहीं आई है। कहा, मुझे अपने मौला अमीरुल मोमिनीन की आवाज़ सुनाई देती है। कहा, बाबा कोई ख़ातून है कि जो खुतबा दे रही हैं? कहा, कोई ख़ातून है, मैं क्यों मौला की आवाज़ सुनता हूँ? कहा, नहीं, ये ज़ैनब है जो कि अली की बेटी है, अली के लहजे में गुफ्तगू करती है। अब्दुल्ला समझ गए कि ये वही दिन था जिसके लिए मुझे जिंदा रखा, लेकिन मेरी आंखें ले ली ताकि मैं ये दर्दनाक मंजर न देखूं अपनी आंखों से, और हक के लिए आवाज़ उठाई तो उनको शहीद कर दिया गया। जंगे जमल में और सिफ़ीन में शहीद ना हुए थे, आंखें चली गई थीं, लेकिन आज मकसद समझ में आया। ज़ैनब की मुसीबत देखें, किस तरीके से ज़ैनब शाम के दरबार में आती है। बस कुछ उलमा ये कहते हैं कि जब ज़ैनब के बारे में लोग बयान करते थे, जनाब सैयदा ज़ैनब के बारे में जब ख़तीब पढ़ रहा होता था, तो जैसे ही ख़तीब ये कहता था ज़ैनब यजीद से मुखातिब हुई, तो वो कहते थे बस रुक जाओ, अब मज़ीद पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। अरे इससे बढ़ के क्या मुसीबत होगी कि ज़ैनब यजीद से मुखातिब है। अजरुकुम अल्लाह, खुदा किसी गम में न रुलाए सिवाय गम आले मोहम्मद के। बस वो वक्त आया, एक दफ़ा यजीद ने देखा एक जवान नजर आता है। कहा, ये कौन है? कहा, अली इब्न हुसैन है। कहा, अली? कि इस अली इब्न हुसैन, मैं तो समझता था जैन के तमाम बेटों को कत्ल कर दिया गया। कहा नहीं, ये बीमार था इसलिए ये जिंदा है। कहा इसको ताजिया ना मारो, इसको मत जिंदा रहने दो, इसको भी मार दो। बस ये सुनना था। एक दफा ज़ैनब खड़ी होती है, इमामत की मुहाफिज ज़ैनब भतीजे के आगे आ जाती है। ए यजीद, अब तक बहुत खून बहा, अरे अगर अब और खून बहा तो पहले ज़ैनब से निमटना पड़ेगा। अजरुकुम अल्लाह। बस ये सुनना था कि एक दफा यजीद ने कहा कि इस औरत के ऊपर ताजियाने बरसाओ, इसको हटाओ रास्ते से और ज़ैनुल आबिदीन को शहीद कर दो। बस ये सुनना था। एक दफा फिजा खड़ी होती है, फिजा जो कि ज़ैनब की कनीज है, ज़ैनब को पाला भी है, बचपन से साथ है। एक दफा सामने आ गई, देखा मंजर, हबशी गुलाम खड़े हुए हैं, सिपाही खड़े हुए हैं। कहा है हबशी गुलामों, तुम्हारी गैरत को क्या हुआ? तुम्हारे इलाके की औरत है वो खड़ी होती है। फिजा ने कहा अगर किसी ने ज़ैनब को हाथ लगाया तो उसको फिजा से गुजरना पड़ेगा। यजीद ने कहा फिजा पे ताजियाने बरसाओ। फिजा ने ललकारा उन हबशियों को, उनका जवाब आया, ए यजीद, अगर किसी ने फिजा पे हाथ उठाया, अरे खून की नदियां बह जाएंगी। बस ये सुनना था। यजीद ने हाथ रोका, ज़ैनब पे क्या गुजरी होगी? कभी नजफ का रुख किया होगा, कभी मदीने का रुख किया होगा। अरे बाबा, अरे नाना, क्या दिन आ गया है कि गुलामों के हिमायत करने वाले मौजूद हैं मगर ज़ैनब का कोई हामी नहीं। अला लानतुल्लाह अल कौम ज़ालिमीन व सयअलमुल लज़ीना ज़लमू अय्य मुनक़लिबिन यनक़लिबून। इन्ना लिल्लाहि व इन्ना इलैहि राजिऊन। बार अल्लाह हमारी इस बात कबूल फरमा, गुनाहगार हैं, हमारे गुनाहों से दरगुजर फरमा। अहले बैत अलैहिस्सलाम के नक्श कदम में चलने की तौफ़ीक़ अता फरमा, उनकी तालीमात पर अमल करने की तौफ़ीक़ अता फरमा, इमाम के ज़ुहूर में ताजील फरमा, उनके आवान और इंसान में शुमार कर। रब्बना तक़ब्बल मिन्ना इन्नका अंतस समीउल अलीम। मातम हुसैन।
कहती रही सकीना बीमार सरबा से, 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 कहती रही सकीना बीमार सरबा से। होगी रिहाई मर के, होगी रिहाई मर के, भैया मेरी जिंदा से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सरबा से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सरबा से। होगी रिहाई मर के, होगी रिहाई मर के, भैया मेरी जिंदा से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सरबा से, कहती बीमार सरबा से इस काली कोठरी में है जुल्म का अंधेरा, मुझे छोड़ के न जा, दम घुट रहा है मेरा। असगर की तरह मैं भी, असगर की तरह मैं भी बिछड़ी हूँ आज माँ से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे। इस काली कोठरी में है जुल्म का अंधेरा, मुझे छोड़ के न जा, दम घुट रहा है मेरा। असगर की तरह मैं भी, असगर की तरह मैं भी बिछड़ी हूँ आज माँ से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे। ये दाग तमाचों के महशर तलक रहेंगे, भैया यतीम होंगे, कब तक सितम सहेंगे। मासूम पूछती थी, मासूम पूछती थी बीमार नातवा से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, बीमार सारे बाने। दूर छीन कर लई ना, राहों में कह रहा था, ठेकाने मेरे जख्मी और खून बह रहा था। रोती हूँ चूल पट के, रोती हूँ चूल पट के, अब्बास के निशान से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना औलाद वाले मिलके इंसाफ खुद करें वो, जिन बेटियों के बाबा परदेस जा मरे वो। रोती नहीं बिछड़ कर, रोती नहीं बिछड़ कर, क्या अपने बाबा जान से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, बीमार से। बाबा को याद करके जिंदा में रो रही है, सीने पे सोने वाली मिट्टी पे सो रही है। क्या जुर्म हो गया था, क्या जुर्म हो गया था, मासूम नन्ही जान से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे। ये दाग तमाचों के महशर तलक रहेंगे, भैया यतीम होंगे, कब तक सितम सहेंगे। मासूम पूछती थी, मासूम पूछती थी बीमार नातवा से, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सारे बासे, कहती रही सकीना बीमार सा। मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन, मौला हक इमाम हसन या हुसैन, मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन, मौला के इमाम या हसन या हुसैन, या हुसैन या हुसैन। वो आबिदे बीमार था, बीमार था, चलने से जो लाचार था, और शाम का बाजार था, और मुस्तफ़ा की बेटियां, मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन, मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन, या हुसैन या हुसैन, या हुसैन, हुसैन या हुसैन, या हुसैन, या हुसैन, या हुसैन। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद अलैहिस्सलाम सलावत।
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام على الأئمة الهادين المهديين، السلام على علي أمير المؤمنين، السلام على فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام على الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة، السلام على علي بن الحسين زين العابدين، السلام على محمد بن علي باقر علم النبيين، السلام على جعفر بن محمد الصادق، السلام على موسى بن جعفر الكاظم، السلام على علي بن موسى الرضا، السلام على محمد بن علي الجواد، السلام على علي بن محمد الهادي، السلام على الحسن بن علي الزكي العسكري، السلام على الحجة بن الحسن القائم المهدي صلوات الله عليهم أجمعين.